your own way. Go your own way. You can call it another lonely day. You can go your own way. Go your own way.
First time on the Colorado Trail, starting at the Creek Trailhead. Hiking 20 miles south to Highway 50 near Salida. Should be fun. Just a quick overnight trip. First time in the mountains. A little bit of rain forecasted, but it should be fun. I just made a really long climb up. It's supposed to be the longest climb of the hike. You probably can't hear me because of the wind. It's very windy up here. Buddy.
Moving in silent desperation, keeping an eye on the Holy Land, a hypothetical destination. Say, who is this walking man? Well, the leaves have come to turn in, and the goose has gone to fly, and bridges are for burning, so don't you let that yearning pass you by. Walking man, the walking man walks. Any other man stops and talks, but the walking man walks.
All right, it's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. About 3 hours into my hike, about 6.1 miles in. Just came to the Little Browns Creek Trail intersection. Everything's going pretty good so far. Like the trail, definitely some challenging climbs, but I wouldn't say they're any worse than my normal trail that I've been on the Superior Hiking Trail. Maybe a little bit more gain and drop, but only a couple of real steep climbs. Definitely a little bit more arid here and dry, but the good news is no mud.
Well, the frost is on the pumpkin, and the hay is in the barn, yeah. Happy's come to rambling on, stumbling around, drunk down on the farm. And the walking man walks, he doesn't know nothing at all. Any other man stops and talks, but the walking man walks on by, walk on by. And most everybody got seed to sow.
I came across this Pretty cool campsite. Don't see this every day. Nice fire ring, some sort of teepee with rocks going around the outside. This would be a beautiful place to hang the hammock. But I got more miles to go.
It ain't always easy for a weed to grow. No, no. So he don't hold the rope for no one. The sure one's always missing, and something is never quite right. Ah, but who would want to listen to you kissing his existence goodnight? Walking man, walk on by my door. Well, any other man stops and talks, but not the walking man. He's the walking man, born to walk, walk on walking man. Well, now, would he have wings to fly? Yeah. Whoa, would he be free? Golden wings against the sky.
Okay, I've been hiking for quite a while, and honestly, it's beautiful up here, but I haven't seen a trail marker in about 3 hours, so I'm hoping they just are slackers at that. I, for the first time, got cell phone coverage about 5 minutes ago. Called my, I should say, I called my wife, kind of let her know what's going on. I'm on clearly a nice trail. I went through a gate from the Forestry Service. Then I FaceTime my brother. First time. Whew. Gotta catch my breath. FaceTime my brother. Kind of showed him the valley I was in, or not the valley, but where I could see out. And he kind of thinks I'm in the right spot. I sent them coordinates, text them a map of where I'm at. Kind of hard to tell. Not a whole lot of markings out here, but I've been climbing up for a long time. More than I think I should have been. And it's starting to snow. So that tells me I'm probably at a pretty high elevation, which I don't think I'm supposed to be at. But like I told them, worst case scenario, I'll hike back the way that I came. You know, I'm not worried about my safety. It's just, I'm over halfway in. I've probably hiked 12, 13 miles. And then to have to hike that 13 miles back and not have cell phone coverage at the end to let them know when I'm done. That would kind of suck. So, anyway, I'm just hoping to see some sort of marking on the trail. Even if it's the wrong trail. Let me know where I'm at, man. Thank the Lord. Alright, I just ran into some hikers. They were setting up camp. I am still on the Colorado Trail. Probably a little over 11 miles in. 9 miles to go. There's a campsite down here. Probably about half a mile, they said. It's by a creek, has lots of trees, should be good for the hammock. So, I can't remember if I told you it was snowing. That was the highest point. Maybe I can figure out when I'm editing this what elevation that was at, but they had their down jackets on. I'm still wearing short sleeves and shorts. I'm starting to get a little chilly, but I'll wait till I get to camp. Well, I made it to the campsite. It's about 7:30. It's snowing very lightly. I think it's about 45 degrees. As you can see, I have my hammock hanging on two trees that are a little bit closer than I usually like, and I have my rainfly hanging over it. I should mention that my hammock is a Warbonnet XLC. The rainfly is a Warbonnet Superfly Poly, both made right here in Colorado. But I just want to give a couple basics here. A couple of people have asked me about under quilts and top quilts and exactly what they are. So hammock forum people, be patient since you all know this, but top quilt is kind of like a sleeping bag. This is my new down hammock gear burrow 20 degree down top quilt. Love it. Nice and warm. It's kept me warm. I haven't tried it down at 20, but it keeps me nice and warm. So the top quilt goes inside the hammock. So what's the difference between a top quilt and a sleeping bag? A top quilt doesn't zip all the way up. This is called a foot box up here where your feet go, but there's no sleeping bag underneath you. This goes over the top. Okay, and it keeps you warm. You can wrap the top quilt under your shoulders and keep it tucked in. But frankly, I like it a lot better than a mummy sleeping bag because I get claustrophobic and don't like my legs bound up like that. So in a hammock, you have to make sure that you keep your bottom side warm. Okay, you have all the wind going underneath here, and a lot of people get what's called cold butt syndrome. So the most effective way, but also the most expensive way, is to use an underquilt. This is a Warbonnet Wookie. Again, proudly made in Colorado. So this hangs underneath the hammock, not inside it, but underneath it. So, see if I can remember to do this right. The Colorado tag, I believe, goes by the foot end. Or, I'm sorry, by the head. So I like to hang with my hammock with my head slightly lower. I know I'm not doing this right, it's touching the ground, but oh well. It's also very important that you keep the down facing out. You can see the puffy baffles. Connected on both sides. Spread it out. Hopefully I did it right here. So every time you hang in a hammock, you should hang at an angle. This is my head side. You can see the under quilt is on this side, and the baffles go at an angle that way because I'm going to lay at an angle. And what that does is it makes you lie flatter, and you don't get that banana shape while you're laying. And you may wonder, well, if your head's lower than your feet, isn't all the blood going to rush to your head? And actually, when I lay in it, it's not that way. I'm flat. And if you lay with your head higher, you tend to slide in. You tend to slide in and get kind of crunched up. So having your head lower keeps you spread out, nice and flat, nice and comfy. It's cold out here. Need to get my rain fly down, make something to eat, and get into that down goodness. All right. You can see my water is heating up on my cat food stove tonight for dinner. A little beef stroganoff with noodles, some beef jerky, some pretzels. It's gonna hit the spot. So I'll show you a little bit here of my campsite. So you can see now the rain fly is deployed with the pullouts tied onto the hiking pole. You can see over here there's kind of a fire ring, but I didn't really find any good places to sit for dinner. So Found a nice flat rock over here on the trail. It runs right through. I hung my bear bag over here so it's ready for when I'm done eating. You can see right down here is the creek. So I had a nice spot right here down next to the creek. However, I saw a dead tree leaning, so I didn't want to make that dead tree a widowmaker. So anyway, that's my camp spot. Good morning. Woke up this morning about 5:30. It's about 6:15 right now. I have camp all torn down, ready to go. My bear bag's on the way out, so I figure I'll get that on the way out and eat some breakfast along the way. I got down to about, well, I woke up this morning and my thermometer said 25. No, it definitely went below freezing. My water was half frozen this morning. Didn't quite prepare for that cold of weather, but I'm warm. Right before, probably half hour before I ended yesterday, I was up over 10,000 feet. Now I'm at about 9,800, so it didn't quite account for the temperature drop at this high altitude. And when I was preparing for the trip, I saw that I was kind of researching altitude and how it affects you, and I've been fine so far. Breathing a little harder. That's about the only thing. No headache, nothing like that. But one of the issues with altitude is sleep loss. So maybe that's what did it. I don't know. But we're on our way. I've got about 4.5 hours to go. 9 miles today, and be done. Car's down at the end. My daughter's dropped that off for me. We're visiting my brother here in Colorado for my niece Rebecca's graduation. That was yesterday. So going back to their house. Got to get all packed up. Drive about 5 or 6 hours back to Nebraska. Staying at a motel and then driving the rest of the way home tomorrow. So here we go.
As I stand at the base of this mountain, looking over your water so deep, with the cries of the morning surrounding, I try to capture this scene to keep. This scene to keep. The sight takes my breath away. These moments seem so few, and I wish that I could stay right here with only you. The sight takes my breath away. These moments seem so few, and I wish that I could stay right here with only you. Let this beauty fall into my eyes as we soar through this mountain pass. View is so grand from the sky, but it's always gone too fast. Gone too fast. The sight takes my breath away. These moments seem so few, and I wish that I could stay right here with only you. The sight takes my breath away. These moments seem so few, and I wish that I could stay right here with only you. And I just gotta see another side of your majesty, where nature screams your name, and I'm brought to this heavenly place.
All right, what you're looking at here is Mount Chavano. That little V there is what they call the Angel of Chavano. Kind of neat to see it this close. You can see it out the back door at my brother's house from a distance. So Very beautiful.
Right here with only you. And I just gotta see another side of your majesty, where nature screams your name, and I'm brought to this heavenly place, this heavenly place. The sight takes my breath away. These moments seem so few, and I wish that I could stay right here with only you. The sight takes my breath away. These moments seem so few, and I wish that I could stay right here with only you. With only you. With only you. Here with only you.
I've made it 18 miles without getting my feet wet. That's unheard of on the Superior Hiking Trail. Thought I was going to make it all the way without getting my feet wet. And I just came to this. And we got some logging going on here, but think I can make it without getting wet? We'll see. I think I made it. This shoe looks a little wet. Can't feel it though. Sorry I didn't videotape that, but I wasn't going to cross it twice to set up the camera. So, too bad. I made it to the power lines, which according to my map is about 0.6 miles away from the finish. Kind of interesting when you see these power lines from a distance. They don't maybe look like they're that big. That thing's pretty tall. Well, I don't see that every day. Nice little cactus. Alright, we're to the end. Cue the Doors music.
This is the end.
Very nice trail. 20 miles and some odd cents. Coming up on Highway 50 here where I hope my car is parked. This trail compared to the one that I usually go on the Superior Hiking Trail, probably about the equal in difficulty. This one definitely had more climbing and going down. However, a lot of it was a lot gentler ascents and descents than on the Superior Hiking Trail. It's a little steeper. But the mountains, what can you say? They're beautiful. Beautiful weather. Tested out my underquilt and top quilt because I think it got down to about 20 last night. But great trip. Look forward to going back to my brother's house and grabbing some lunch.
Well, some strangers have been a desperate land.
There's my car.